Another way is to do unnecessary vocal acrobatics that do not go along with the emotion that you're singing. Again, I love runs. I love singers who do runs. I think, some of my favorite singers are ones that can just like run and riff. However, if you're not doing this thoughtfully to underscore the emotion of a song, then you're distracting from the words and the emotion that your voice should be carrying. So that's another way that you can unintentionally distance yourself from your audience. All right, so here's a way that you can sort of map out a song you want to perform or record, and you can make sure that the emotion of the words, the emotion of your vocals, and the melody are aligned to deliver the maximum true emotion to your listener. Okay, so print out your lyrics on a sheet of paper and get a pencil. Then I want you to go through the lines of a song, and I want you to underline the phrases that carry emotional weight. So for example, I'm teaching the song Count on Me by Bruno Mars to one of my students, all right? So one of the verses goes, if you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. So here's an example of both of the things I'm talking about here. All right, he's talking about someone in their bed, in their bedroom, tossing and turning and trying to fall asleep, and sitting beside them and singing a song, all right? So to me, I would use maybe, if you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, that's frustrating. And I would maybe add a little bit of like a hint of cry into my voice when I'm singing it. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, a little bit of that in there. I'll sing a song beside you. So it's kind of like pulling back a little bit, giving a little bit more breathiness, almost like you're sitting next to the person and you're speaking softly to them as they're trying to fall asleep. All right, the next line goes, and if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. So that is a line that carries a little bit more emotional weight. If you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. So that's one that I would give a little more push in my voice, have a little more firmness. That's not one that we want to like back off of. That's like a declaration of their feelings. So instead of, if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, it would be more like, if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. So you can hear how it's more, the way I'm singing is just a more firm, declarative way. Another part of this song goes, you'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. If my memory serves me correctly, that part gets really high. And that's where I would bring in more of that cry.